Crossovers might be getting all the attention these days, but 3 of the best-selling vehicles in America are still family sedans. And recently, all 3 have been completely revised to make them even more competitive. We already took a closer look at the Honda Accord with its snappy new 2-liter turbo, the Toyota Camry Hybrid, which is rated at up to 53 miles to the gallon, and in this video, we're spending more quality time with the all-new Nissan Altima. Given the popularity of crossovers, Nissan has carried a key feature from their Rogue SUV to the new Altima. It's their first family sedan with available all-wheel drive. And that adds a very welcome twist to an otherwise pretty conservative entry to the segment. You can get all-wheel drive starting with the S all-wheel drive. That goes for $25,100. The one we're testing today is a top trim Platinum all-wheel drive, priced at $33,130 plus options and delivery. Let's start with some facts and figures. The new Altima is almost exactly the same size on the outside as the latest Camry and Accord. This gives you plenty of room in the trunk for luggage, 15.4 cubic feet of it. A pass-through is also available if you have any oversized items. Compared to the other sedans in this segment, the Honda is slightly larger at 16.7 feet, the Toyota a bit smaller at 15.1. The second row fits a full-size adult just fine. Like the Accord, the aggressively raked roofline does create somewhat of a cramped headspace, but nothing that a normal person would really complain about, at least for short trips. In the back seat, passengers get both standard USB Type-A as well as the newest USB Type-C sockets to power devices, in addition to a couple of cup holders in the fold-down armrest. Since this is an all-wheel drive version, it only comes with one powertrain option, a newly revised naturally aspirated 2.5-liter good for 188 horsepower. It's attached to a continuously variable transmission. This setup is good for 25 miles to the gallon in the city and 34 on the highway, according to the EPA. Nissan also offers the Altima with a new 2-liter turbo, much like the Accord, but that's only available in front-wheel drive trims. If you want a manual transmission, you'll have to shop elsewhere. Honda is the only game in town if you want to row your own. On the new Altima, you do get some nice interior treatments. This one is equipped with charcoal leather trim, standard on the Platinum all-wheel drive. It has some nice materials and textures and is a real step up from last year's Altima. The overall design does kind of remind me of the new Mazda6 Signature we reviewed last year, though Mazda's materials do appear to be higher quality than what we're seeing here. The seats are decent and have power adjustments for both driver and passenger. Two-way memory stores preferences for the driver. Up front, you also get a power sunroof, USB-A and USB Type-C sockets, a sporty leather-wrapped steering wheel, and a Bose sound system with 9 speakers. Like Honda, Nissan has opted for a tacked-on infotainment screen design. It's just kind of floating there on the dash. This system does provide navigation, apps, and access to XM satellite radio, as well as FM, AM, and mobile device integration. That integration does include Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Engage the car into reverse, and the screen will also show you a 360-degree view camera, which is a great feature to see at this price point. The Camry offers a similar surround view camera system, but Honda has been stubborn and basically requires that you buy an Acura to get it. Nissan has also loaded up the Altima with their most recent advanced safety system that provides emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, blind spot warnings, rear cross traffic alerts, and high beam assist. It also comes with adaptive cruise control, which is great. Between all 3 competitors in this class, the Nissan screen quality is easily the worst. The touch membrane is slightly milky, making the image appear less crisp and vibrant than it could be. It's technically an 8-inch unit, like the Honda, but it somehow manages to just feel smaller. Likely that comes down to the interface. The graphics are a little dated and don't really use the screen real estate to the best advantage. Still, it does provide some nice functionality, so I wouldn't say the infotainment is really a problem. It just could be better. Overall, Nissan has crafted a mid-size sedan that has much better looks on the outside, the inside, and just all around. But how does it drive? Especially now that it has all-wheel drive. Now don't go thinking this is a family-style sedan with the GTR's all-wheel drive system tacked on. That's just silly. The Altima is optioned with Nissan's intelligent all-wheel drive. This is a system that you would find also on the Rogue all-wheel drive edition. And much like the Rogue, it can provide up to 100% of available torque to the front wheels. That is when it's cruising. That lets it optimize for economy. But when slip is detected, it then directs torque to the back for better grip on challenging surfaces. When needed, the back wheels can get up to 50% of available torque at any given time. In practice, it feels like a safety-based system, because it is. When adding throttle around the slippery corner, power comes to improve grip, but since it never goes over the 50% in the back, it doesn't help with rotation like a system found in the sports-oriented Subaru WRX, which does have a rear bias. But since the Altima's primary competition, the Accord and the Camry, don't even offer all-wheel drive, it is still a big win for Nissan. We do have another video where I focus strictly on the all-wheel drive system. What's good with it and what's not so good. That video will be linked right here once it's available. Now back to the review. On normal country roads, the Altima has a lot going for it. It's comfortable and full of tech that helps make even long drives pretty enjoyable. You still get an occasional whine from the CVT, and to be honest, Nissan's CVT has never really impressed me. It's just too rubbery. But this new one is actually better since it does lock up quicker, reducing that spongy feeling in the transmission. Still, it's just not my favorite. The steering feel is kind of what you would expect for the class. It is a bit on the light side. You can feel the road and what it's doing though, so it's not completely numb. Driving dynamics are similarly mainstream. If you want to buy a family sedan based on dynamics alone, honestly, just get the Mazda6. If you're more concerned with getting from point A to point C and point B happens to be a mountain pass with some possible snow, the Altima will be a much more flexible travel partner, thanks of course to the available all-wheel drive. If your goal is to save some money, but you still want a new family sedan, the front-wheel drive Altima 2.5 starts at $23,750, almost exactly the same price as an entry-level Accord or Camry. Now, with the Accord, you do get a 1.5-liter turbo with 192 horses, which is more than what you get in the Altima. With the Camry, it is a bit costlier, but that one does come standard with 203 horsepower. Kind of weird that the Camry is like the high-powered one, right? But it's so close. Being that I live in the Seattle area, the all-wheel drive in the Altima is a huge advantage and is very attractive. That's simply because if you want to go over the mountain pass, and we do that a lot around here, you don't usually need to put on chains if your vehicle is equipped with all-wheel drive. So it's a huge convenience issue, in addition to the extra benefits of all-wheel drive. Between the Camry, Accord, Altima, heck, even the Mazda6, all these vehicles are loaded with tech and features we couldn't even imagine a decade ago. And they're honestly close enough in terms of features and price that you just won't go wrong with any of them. I mean, I hate to say that. They're all great, but honestly, they're all great. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. Which midsize sedan would you get? Is all-wheel drive good enough to sway you to the Nissan? Post a comment below. Also, like and subscribe this video. Your support keeps us going. Until next time, I'm going to drink my tea. Minty.